Du-du-du. Hello. So this video, I'm going over exactly what is next after being a high ticket closer. There's a few different options that one can take, but usually there's not much light shed on this type of topic in the online space. So what I want to do now is go through the typical path and what some other type of closers do. In terms of the online space, the usual progression starts off with being an appointment setter. Someone with not too much experience, someone who's fairly young who just sets the appointments, books in the appointment for the closer. Personally, I didn't take this path. I've been in sales for a few years. I went straight to closer. Okay, closer is of course, the person who brings in the cash, brings in the front end business. Once you've earned pretty decent money as a closer, you've essentially completed it, and you feel like you're ready for the next step. Two different options. And this is something that I've been toying with. First one is, of course, you can go and start your own business. Now, you can start one as an appointment setter. Usually, you're not going to have too much experience. As a closer, you see the back end, the systems, a lot of the sales process. So it's a lot easier for you to just go straight to starting your own business. Okay, finding a topic that's passionate for you, that you're interested in, and implementing your sales tactics, the experience you've gained as being a closer in this business. Now, a lot of people transition a more traditional way, and it goes into sales management. Now, this is where, of course, you manage sales teams, you manage many different closers, being in charge of the development of these closers, pretty much managing them. People management, a few back end stuff in terms of systems, in terms of sales processes. I'll be honest, from my experience of knowing a lot of sales managers and starting to take control in terms of helping a few different closers in different offers, not everyone is accustomed to this. A lot of people will hate managing people. They'll hate the process. They'll think it's quite stressful as well because it's not easy. I wouldn't think, okay, this is the typical thing that everyone is going to do, because a lot of people, and yourself even watching, might not even want to do this. You might not even like doing this. As a sales manager, in terms of how you get paid and the rewards for this, typically it's between 3 to 10% of all the cash collected of a business. So you could be a sales manager of a company doing 500,000 a month in terms of cash collected. That's when you start to get a lot more leverage. Of course, 5% of a business doing 500K a month, 25K a month in terms of cash collected, which is pretty nice. So, sales management, typical type of progression. After sales management, there's two different options. Of course, you can go on to use your experience of managing teams, operations, finance, accountancy, all this into just running your own business, which is a lot easier to do than doing it from closer. You can go into fractional sales management, which is usually the next step up above a sales manager. This is where you don't just focus on one business. You don't just manage the team of one business. You focus on a few different businesses, right? So instead of just taking 5 or 3 to 10% cash collected from one business, you take between 3 and 5% or 3 and 7% of multiple businesses. So I know a few different fractional sales managers who manage maybe 5, 6 businesses at once, where they take the team meetings, they do a bit of back end stuff, they do a bit of training, and they take 3, 5, 7% of each one of these businesses. This is where you can leverage your time a lot more, leverage your skills. Typically, you do a bit less than a normal sales manager, but with more businesses. So the compensation probably would be a bit lower, 3 to 5%. But let's say you're managing 3 teams, all doing 200 to 300 to 400K a month. Okay, that's when your income, your rewards start to become a lot more leverage. You start to get a lot more bang for your buck in terms of the effort you're putting in versus what you're getting back. This is when your skills are leveraged a lot more. You've probably heard the word leverage a lot. And this is the reason a lot of people want to progress, because they want to go from low leverage, slightly leveraged, to pretty leveraged, outrageously leveraged. Then you can't get any more than this, apart from angel investor or institutional investor, whatever. Usually, after fractional sales management, there's no better way to progress than just running your own deal. Whether it's a sales management business, whether it's any type of coaching company, maybe a SaaS business, absolutely anything. It really is dependent on what you want. Now, I'm in the process of progressing from closer to sales management, like I've mentioned in the past, but there's not much light shed on it in terms of how to get there. So I just wanted to make this video going through what the path is, what usually happens after this. But the main reason someone would want to progress is just more leverage. As a closer, of course, you can earn 10, 15, 20, 30 grand a month, but you don't have as much leverage. You don't have as much time. Sales management, a lot more time, more money for the amount of time you put in, and it only gets more. But hope this helped. Any questions, let me know. And yeah,